All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Right. Excuse me, I was losing my train of thought. I want to do a quick video on something that came to my mind yesterday, which was pretty much the fact that, I'm talking to a family member. Won't get specific, but I'm talking to a family member, and pretty much they're speaking. They sent me a photo of Beyonce at the Super Bowl, and she was putting up like these devil horns or something. And then my family member was like, "Wow, this is crazy. You see this? They're just doing all this satanic stuff. They're not even hiding it anymore." And I'm like, I pretty much just reply like, yeah, that's some satanic stuff. They all into that. And how this video topic came to mind is because I've talked to this specific person and other people. You talk to Jake a lot, and Jake is aware. Jake is self-aware of how wicked this world is that we live in. You talk to Jake a lot because Jake, as the scriptures say, they got a zeal of God, but it's not according to knowledge. So Jake naturally wants to know the truth of the world we live in. They naturally, want to know knowledge and stuff. So you communicate, you may have little small conversations over the years with certain people in your life about wicked stuff going on in this world, about the human trafficking, the ritualism, and all the weirdos in Hollywood. And then Jake knows that this stuff is wicked. But then the number one thing that they always say is, well, what can I do about that? Well, what can I do about that? And I never really liked that response, because to me, it's like an ignorant response. Here it is. You may not know the truth, but you know that there's a lot of wickedness going on in this world. And instead of just trying to remain self-aware of it and then see what you can do, which we know what we do is we wait on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But these people in this world, they have knowledge. They have a little bit of knowledge of what's going on, but they pretty much they're fine with just being a slave. That's what I'm getting at. Salaki if I took long to say that, but pretty much that's how it comes off when I hear it. Jake is just fine with being a slave. All right, they don't care about these wicked elite, these wicked Edomites kidnapping kids and doing all this crazy stuff. They don't care about that. They know what's happening, but if it's not right in front of them, then their whole response is, well, what can I do? So Jake is fine with being a slave. Jake is fine with being oppressed. And that's not the spirit to be in. And as we're going to read here in 2 Peter 3, the scriptures tell us what to do. All right, seeing and being able to spiritually observe the times that we are in, there is something that we can do to spiritually combat this wickedness. And that's to pray and have faith to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. So yeah, that was pretty much what inspired this video. If that made sense. I know my thoughts were all over the place, but let me get into these scriptures. All right. Just pretty much showing you what are we supposed to do. Now that we see the times that we're in, what are we supposed to do? What can we even do? All right. This is 2 Peter 3 and 10. And it says the title is A New Heaven and a New Earth. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So already the scriptures is giving us, some information on how the end days are going to look. The end days meaning the end of this rulership, the end of these majority of these so-called white people being called the Edomites. So the scriptures is already telling us that, fire is going to be involved. All right, it says, and the elements shall melt away with the fervent heat. We know that that's the thermonuclear missiles, okay, which are going to blow up America. Now, verse 11, it says, seeing then America, which is spiritually Babylon the Great. All right. So verse 11, it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? You see, and that's the point. You know, that is all we have to do. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved. So when we look around you, outside your house or your apartment, wherever you stay, you see houses, you see cars, trees, trash cans. All these things are about to be dissolved. Okay? You hear about all this wicked crap going on in this world. It's all about to be dissolved. You know, so us in this truth, we know how wicked this world is. And we know that we don't have the physical power to do anything, because that's where Jake is missing out. Whenever you tell Jake, or whenever Jake is speaking about a lot of the wickedness in the world, their number one response is, well, what can I do about that? That's because they know that they have no physical power, but they don't realize that they have a spiritual power, man. That we actually have power in the spirit, and that power is what? Prayer to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That power is doing what is pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is what the scriptures say right here. Holy conversation and godliness. Conversation goes into how you walk, you know, how you live, your conduct. So the scriptures say, what manner of persons ought ye to be? Meaning, when we are in these end days, all right, we see that all these things are going to be dissolved. We see that all hell is right around the corner. We see these wicked people getting exposed more and more. We see Hollywood for what it is now. Everybody, damn near everybody, every Jake knows that Hollywood has some ritual, demonic type stuff going on. So we see these things for what they are. Now, what do we got to do? How should we conduct ourselves? And that's why the scriptures say, in all holy conversation and godliness. So we got to be godly. That's all we have to do. All right. That's all we have to do. We don't have power in the physical realm, but we have power in the spirit. Okay. We're spiritual people. Okay. And us of the hopeful elect, that's what we're going to be doing in these end days. We're going to be being spiritual. That's the answer. The answer is not, well, there's nothing I can do. No, the answer is, yeah, I'm gonna be spiritual, and I'm gonna be godly, and I'm gonna be holy. Holy means separate. Okay? Holy means separate. Kodash in the Hebrew, it means separate. So you're supposed to separate yourself from these people. You're supposed to separate yourself, meaning you're supposed to live a completely different life than all these wicked people around you. And you're supposed to be godly, and being godly is being spiritual, man. Doing what these scriptures say. All right, being godly is separating yourself and doing what's pleasing to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So there is something we can do, and that something is rely on the actual power that we have, man, which is the power of prayer and faith and pleasing Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, so that when he takes out all these wicked people, we're going to be safe and protected during that time. That's what we can do. All right. Verse 12 says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, when the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right. Again, these are the days that's coming. And a lot of Jake out here gets so caught up in conspiracy theories that they don't know what to accept. They don't know how to chew the meat and spit out the bone. Meaning they don't know what's true and what's fake. They can't discern between the truth and the lie. So they just believe everything. And then now they're putting their own selves in a blender, in a trick bag, because they're believing in everything, man. They don't have the Holy Spirit to guide their discernment. So they're believing in Anunnaki. They're believing in aliens from space. They're believing in reptilians, fallen angels in the Euphrates River. These are the type of things that people believe, man. So, of course, they don't know what to do. They don't have answers on, okay, what to do. Because you talk to Jake out here that believes in this stuff, and it's just like, all right, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do about all that? Or what can you do? Or what must be done? It's one thing to know something, but it's another thing to have a game plan. So what are we going to do? You know, then they don't have an answer. And then you talk to other Jake, and you know what I'm saying, the conversations just come up. You know, you don't try to talk to these people, but convos just be happening. And then, you know, you speak about this wicked shit in the world, and then their response is, well, it's not affecting me. There's nothing I can do. So Jake is just content at, Jake is fine with just being in hell, man. We don't want that. So that's why it says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High. So that's what we're doing. Again, that's a spiritual thing. We're spiritually waiting and anticipating the day of the Lord. Okay? Verse 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So the scriptures promise us a new heavens and a new earth where there's going to be a righteous rulership. Not a completely brand new earth, but a brand new rulership, a brand new people ruling it, man. And that's going to be the righteous rulership. That's what we look for. That's what we're hastening. That's what we want. Okay? And how we're going to get it is by, Lord willing, being a part of the hopeful elect and doing what the hopeful elect, doing what the scriptures say the hopeful elect is going to do. Which is, again, it's believing in the true names, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, all right? Praying to those names and staying spiritual, man, walking in the spirit, okay? Reading these scriptures, going to camp, keeping ourselves in the spirit, and spiritually praying, man. Praying is a power, man. It's a spiritual power. There's power. The scriptures speak about the power of a righteous man's prayer pierceth the clouds. So we do have power to do stuff. Matter of fact, let me get that, and that can be the last scripture. Because this wasn't going to be a long video, man. Just going in the spirit, because it's like, you know, a lot of Jake be like, well, what can we do? What can we do? Well, there's a lot we can do, man. If you're spiritual, you know, if you believe in you know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and his power, there's a lot we can do, but it's all in the spirit. Let me get Slakia. Dang, where is, I know it's in James. Let me try to get it real quick. Maybe it's in the Apocrypha. Give me 1 second. Try to get this verse. Here we go. It was in the Apocrypha. Sirach 35 and 17. And this is to answer the question, well, what can we do about all these wicked things going on in the world? What can we do? All right, well, our power lies not in the physical realm. Our power doesn't lie in our own strength. The scriptures tell you not to take vengeance of yourself, but wait on the Lord. I think in Romans 12 and 16. So our power is not physical. Our power is spiritual. Like the apostles always say. I think it was specifically Elder Apostle Gabar. What does he always say is that these scriptures having these scriptures and knowing this truth is a low level form of spiritual power, right? So our power is in the spirit, okay? Our power is in spiritual things. Our power is in understanding these scriptures, knowing the truth of these scriptures that prepare our mind. They prepare our minds for the future. And then our power is also in praying to the Lord. All right, praying, that's like a spiritual power. That's power. Our prayers are powerful. Our prayers work. The Lord hears them. All right. So this is what we can do, is stay spiritual and keep praying and pray to the Lord to prepare our minds to deliver us from this place. This is Sirach 35:17. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. So there you go. The prayer of the humble pierceth the cloud. And the Lord's going to hear it, you know, and it says execute judgment. Judge righteously and execute judgment. So our prayer pierceth the clouds, man. Meaning it goes up, you know. It goes up to the heavens, to the spirit realm. It's heard. It's recorded. It's heard, man. And it's going to be answered as long as it's, you know, aligning with the will of the Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. So there's a lot we can do, not physically, but spiritually. So, yeah, that was pretty much it, man. We're not supposed to, you know, these people in this world, they know what's going on, but their whole response is pretty much they're just content with being in hell. They're content with just being a slave and not having no power, you know, and then they're super caught up in the conspiracy theories, yet they don't have an answer. No, we have an answer. Again, that's why we were reading 2 Peter, you know. Our answer is what? Now we see what times we're in. We got to be holy. We have to have a holy conversation. We got to conduct ourselves in a holy way. We got to be godly. And then we got to pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Stay studying these scriptures. You know, stay faithful. And then the Lord's going to deliver us from these times, man. But that's what we can do, you know. So, yeah, man, this was just a quick video, straight to the point, man. We do have power, man. It's in the spirit, though. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodah, Shalom.